I'm Chef Jasper, and we're in the kitchen today preparing fresh pesto. It's almost winter time. It is winter time. Yes, I do a winter pesto also. It's a little creamier, and it's made with hydroponic basil. You're going to absolutely love it. And it's quick, it's easy, and delicious. I serve it over some seared filet mignons with some roasted sweet potatoes. Oh, so delicioso. Let's get started on the pesto itself. So, of course, we're going to need some almonds. And, of course, now, it's up to you with the basil. Now, I use, a little more basil sometimes. This recipe is pretty exact, okay? Along with my garlic. Now, it's up to you. I don't think it's a lot of garlic. I may even put a little more garlic in here and some red pepper. Okay, it looks like a lot of red pepper, yes. And now all we do is so simple. All right. Trying to get all of this, as well blended as can be. Now, another thing here. I'm going to actually scrape the sides of this just to get all of that basil in there and just to make sure we have everything well blended before I start adding that oil. And oh my, if you can be here right now, you would smell some of the most delicious basil and sauce. Oh my gosh, the smell is unbelievable. Okay, let's do this one more time now. And we're going to start drizzling in the oil. Let's turn that off. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this. Now, I really think that, adding the salt at this time along with the cream, we're just going to fold it in. But it's up to you with the salt also. This has a lot of flavor. So if you want to go with a little less salt, that's okay. And I don't really like using the blender once I put the cream in there. So this is up to you also. I don't want to turn it into butter. Let me put it that way. Okay, and of course, I'm going to add my cheese. Now, I'm going to blend this one more time without, of course, the cream. Just a second is all it needs. At this point, I'm going to add my cream. This is what turns it into a nice winter pesto. And I'm telling you right now, the flavor you're going to get out of this, it's so versatile. So not only for a sauce, of course, for your steaks or your seafood dish, but also you can have this on the side, maybe a little bit of rice, a little bit of macaroni, pasta, whatever you want. That's it. Look at this. That's all I'm going to do. I don't want to put this on there, like I said, a lot, because you don't want it to become buttery or anything like that. This is mixed just perfectly. At this point, we're going to let it sit a while, and then I'll come back and we're going to toss it now with some sweet potatoes. Talk about delicious. All right, now it's time to actually prepare the sweet potatoes tossed with the fresh basil sauce. Oh, so good. Let's just cut these ends off here. And let's just clean the sweet potato. I love my sweet potatoes, especially during the winter time. I mean, yes, I cook them in the summertime also, but I'm telling you right now, a little sweet potatoes along with, your steak, your seafood dish, chicken, whatever you're preparing on the side. And sweet potatoes are good for you. That's what I like. And there's so much history behind sweet potatoes. And we're not even going to get into the controversy about sweet potatoes or yams. We've talked about that before. All right, so now the sweet potatoes are ready. And it's up to you. You may use a couple small ones. I always look for these nice big ones in the store. I think they're really hearty, and it's cleaned pretty well. That's good enough. You don't go crazy about this, making it perfect. We're cooking at home. That's what it's all about. Now, you can either slice them like this right here, okay, or we can get those slices, which I do this all the time, and I just cube them. And when I cube them, I do look for some bigger, thicker cubes like this right here. So now finish this up here. And of course, one thing, make sure when you're tossing these and getting ready to put them in the oven that they're well coated. But we're going to be kind of like roasting, slow cooking in the oven. Set that oven 400 degrees, and I'm telling you, you're going to start seeing a difference in those potatoes in just like 5 or 6 minutes. What happens? The natural sugar starts to come out of these sweet potatoes. And what happens then? Sweet potatoes, sugar, heat, it all starts coming together a little bit more. And that's what we're looking for. So what do I mean by that? Well, the sweet potato, it starts almost like a little glaze, but with that basil sauce in there, I'm telling you, it makes a difference. I don't know, just along with the filet mignon or whatever else you're cooking, it makes the big, big difference for flavor. Okay, maybe a couple tablespoons or so. I'll show you. I'm a little heavy on my tablespoons. Toss this all together. If you want to add a little oil to this, you can, but not a lot, because what's going to happen, the pesto sauce itself is going to start breaking down a little bit. That's the oil that we need. Along with the basil, it's going to kind of coat the sweet potatoes. You're going to have one simple dish prepared in less than a couple of minutes. All right, let's get our sheet pan. Put these sweet potatoes right on top. Kind of spread them out just a little bit here, just like that. Put this in that preheated 400-degree oven. Of course, maybe about 18, 20 minutes or so. Check on them after about 15 minutes. What I do, I just get a little fork, see how they are. I steal one out, while it's in the oven to make sure. I like mine just a little bit crispier, but I don't want it too soft and soggy, because we're going to put this on the side of some filet mignons that are seared and served with the pesto sauce you're going to love. And of course, I'm not lighting up the grill today. I'm not going outside. Of course, it's a little cold, of course, so think about it. But any time of the year, it doesn't matter. I love my skillets, okay? I love to cook it indoors like this. Watch how easy it is. Now, first of all, we need to salt these beautiful filet mignons, and I'm telling you, they are beautiful. You're going to hear some chefs tell you some different theories on this. Some like to put the salt on the outside, some don't. Pepper on the outside first. A lot of people don't. I don't put pepper on the outside first. Just a little bit of salt. And it's not only going to help me get a nice little sear on there in the butter, it's going to give it some great flavor, So, and I let my filet mignon sit out maybe for about 20 minutes or so before I actually sear them. Okay, a nice hot skillet, okay? You ready? We're going to add 1 of the tablespoons of butter now. And then we're going to sear the sides first, just like this. How about that? There you go. Is this beautiful or what? And I can salt my sides now. Now, I do have another little secret here that I love to do. Get a couple cloves of garlic. Put them in the pan. That's right. Put them in the pan while this is roasting. You may want to eat the garlic afterwards also. But that's it. How simple, and I'm telling you, the flavor in that is just going to be fantastic. Get some nice sears here. Make sure the pan doesn't stick. These black skillets, they're known to stick, so you got to keep your eye on them. And watch that heat. I mean, I like a little smoke. I like, I need this to go, and I like that nutty, buttery flavor you get out of this. So don't worry, you're not burning down the kitchen here with this. Okay, just like this. Turn it once. Turn it again. Just like this. Look at that nice sear in just less than a minute that we have on the outside. What's happening? It's actually searing in all those juices. And some chefs are going to tell you just the opposite, that the salt now, added on there is going to actually bring out those juices out of there, because salt takes the water out of meat and other dishes and vegetables especially, but you're okay with this. I like that salted crust. That's what I'm looking for. How about this now? One time here, we'll go like this. Can you see that nice little sear there? Again, in less than a minute. Then I will put this on the side for about 2.5 minutes or so, You don't have to time it perfectly. Don't worry about that. Just like that. We're not only looking for flavor here, but appearance in this dish makes a little bit of difference because we want that nice, beautiful red meat, about medium rare or so. Oh, the flavor is going to be something else. And at this point, I add the rest of my butter. Get it all around there. But here's the thing, you have to keep moving this around. Don't worry about that. We just don't want it to stick. I could lower my temp just a little bit. Give it some nice sear. You know, the whole idea of searing the meat on the outside, it's just like if you're doing a tuna steak, which is just as beautiful, the same dish, same preparation, it doesn't matter, okay? We're looking for the flavor here. And how do we get the most flavor? Well, we get the most flavor by searing in all the juices, searing in that flavor. And let me tell you something, the butter does help, okay? It's not gonna hurt it. You may wanna do olive oil, but I don't know, you just don't get that same flavor here. All right, we're at about 1.5 minutes or so. Bringing everything back together here. At this point, I want to turn this over and look at it. Oh my gosh. You see what these skillets do? I mean, sure, we have the non-stick skillets and every other way that people want to prepare something, and we'll do sous vide sometimes, or we'll do a reverse sear. But to be honest with you, old school, and I'm dating this back a long time, this is how it all started. And of course, on an open fire or an open grill. Turn that over. I don't think you can get a better looking seared steak than this right here. Time on the side, back over. And now, just let that cook. If I had my garlic in there, that would just be cooking down in there. Set it to the side. And don't worry about that butter at this point because we're not going to use the butter. I mean, a lot of times I would actually just get a little of this butter here and just place right on top while it's cooking. How about that? Give it a nice little glaze. And more flavor. 2.5 minutes on each side should do the trick. And you have some beautiful filet mignons that we're going to put on the platter with those sweet potatoes. You talk about delicious, quick and easy. Doesn't get any better than this, but wait till you taste it with that pesto sauce. Just puts the whole dish over the top. I'll come back and plate it. Just look at this beautiful steak. I'm telling you, absolutely gorgeous. Even better, look at this right here. Huh? Is it cooked just perfect? Just falls right apart. Just like this. We're just going to place them on the platter here. I'm telling you, I don't think it gets any better than this right here. You want to cook it a little more? That's up to you also. 2.5 minutes on each side. Just perfect. Just like that. Of course, a nice serving of our sweet potatoes. Oh, yeah. Right on there. Those pesto tossed potatoes. Doesn't get any better than this. Right there. And then, of course, we're going to drizzle just a little bit of my pesto sauce. The winter pesto, now you see the difference. It's nice and creamy. It's up to you. Want to add a little more cream? Go ahead. Right on top of this. And there you have it. A simple dish, less than 30 minutes, of course, and you have a meal for your family and friends that they're going to remember forever. And of course, it's wintertime. Some of this beautiful pesto, put it in a baggie, put it in the freezer, use it again. It's going to last a few days in the refrigerator, of course. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a wonderful winter, of course. And hey, we're eating good. That's the big thing with me and my family. And these are dishes that I love to prepare, that I'm just honored to serve to you and your family also. Our filet mignon, winter pesto, and of course, the sweet potatoes tossed with those winter pesto. Doesn't get any better, my friends. to you by Hen House Markets.